What's up, y'all? It's B&E Sports Talk coming back to you for the championship round of the playoffs this week. Just like I've been telling you, here we are at the end with the Broncos in the championship. Unfortunately, we lost Bo Nix, but fuck it. We're going to win. Jarrett Stidham's got this. Without further bounce, Evan, you got anything to say?
The Broncos and the Bills game last week was a great game. The Bills played themselves, at the end, at the end of the day, that's really what happened. The refs kind of sucked too. Yeah, I mean, the Broncos edged them out barely. Bo Nix hurt himself at the very end of the game. So we got Jarrett Stidham versus the Patriots. I mean, Stidham himself doesn't scare me necessarily as far as shying away from Broncos and Broncos players. But I think the Patriots should, have a clear advantage in this game, with the Broncos having a guy who hasn't played a game all season long.
With that being said, we're going to start with quarterbacks on some player props right now. We're working off a chalkboard, so don't forget to check out the link. We've got it next to us right now. Got our code. You can head over, play with some coins, and make some picks. First up, I've got Drake May. The Patriots are going to lose this game. I think he's going to go under 223 pass yards. Our defense is going to have to show up, lock this down. We're going to have to put this man under those 223 and a half pass yards. On the other side of the ball, there's Jarrett Stidham. Same goes here. If the Broncos are going to pull this off, we're going to have to put up a good game. Jarrett Stidham should easily go over this 191 and a half yard mark. This is pretty low. I know he's been hanging out on the bench for a little while, but he's got some experience in this offense. He should walk out there and be efficient enough to put up 191 in a conference championship game. In addition to Jarrett Stidham passing, I'm taking his rushing yards as well. If nobody knows, he was #1 dual threat quarterback coming out of high school, so this man's got some legs. Watch for him to take off and run for over that. Additionally, I've got Travion Henderson to go over on his rush yards. I think he's the type of back that's going to be a little bit more effective against this Broncos defense. As for Ramondre Stevenson on his 47.5 rush yards, I'm taking the under. I think this is going to be more so a Travion game as he continues to get a little bit healthier and re-implement it into this offense. Back to the Broncos side of the ball, RJ Harvey, I'm taking less on the rush yards. He's going to be involved in the game, but I don't think it's going to be on the ground. The Broncos are going to have to move the ball through the air in this one. So go ahead and take him under on the rush yards. You could maybe possibly look into the combination of rush and passing yard or receiving yards on this one, but really look for this to be through the air with the receivers. Courtland Sutton is going over 52.5 receiving yards. He's going to have to get into this game. He's really the only threat that we have. Troy Franklin is down, and it's looking like he's out. So outside of Marvin Mims and Lil Jordan Humphrey, Courtland Sutton is it. And we should really do this. Broncos are pulling this off. Other side of the ball for receivers, Stephon Diggs is going less than that 47.5 yards. Patrick Surtain should be spelling him majority of the game unless things get frisky on the other side of the ball where Riley Moss is covering. I think Riley should hold up against Keyshawn Boutte. I think they're going to go under. Stephon Diggs will go under. Broncos are going to take this game defensively. Let's see it.
Real quick on the receivers, I think that I'm just staying away completely from Courtland Sutton and Stephon Diggs on both the over and the unders. With Patrick Surtain and Christian Gonzalez more than likely going to be blanketing them most of the game. And it's just two really talented receivers going up against two really talented cornerbacks. At this point, I don't know who's going to win those battles. Like we mentioned, it's a backup quarterback throwing to Courtland Sutton. I'm just hesitant to bet either over or under on those guys. I'll start off with the Broncos. I only got a few. Jarrett Stidham, I'm 100% with you. I'm taking him over on the 14.5 rushing yards. That should be a lock. I'm also taking him over half an interception. And then Evan Ingram, 2.5 catches. I think Jarrett Stidham should have to rely on, RJ Harvey, whatever other running backs are in the game for them, as well as Evan Ingram. I don't think that he's going to be able to get the ball to his receivers very consistently. Not to say he won't have some great passes, but just repetition down after down. I don't think he's going to be able to hit his receivers over and over again, and Evan Ingram's going to be there to help him out in a lot of those situations. On to the Patriots side of things. I'm fully in on Drake May over 223.5 passing yards. Broncos defense is really, really tough. That should be a significantly big number for him to reach. It'll be kind of tough, but I still think he's going to get it done. I think the Patriots win this game, and Drake May finishes anywhere in that 250 to 300 yard range. On to his receivers. I think Demario Douglas goes over the 13.5 yards receiving. He had a nice catch for a touchdown this last week. These Patriots receivers are kind of random week to week. But 13.5 yards is one catch for this guy, so I'm going to bet on that happening. Also, Ramondre Stevenson, I feel like I'm comfortable taking him either over on receiving yards or on receptions. It's 2.5 receptions or 19.5 receiving yards. I like either one. Travion Henderson, I agree with Brady, should be the lead back as far as rushing the ball this week. I'm leaving his rushing alone, although that line of 33.5 is pretty low. The over should hit, but I'm going to take him this week once again for an anytime touchdown. Hopefully it hits this time. I think it should. Believe that is all my bets for this game. It is.
On to the next game, we got Seattle versus Los Angeles. This is going to be a great matchup. I think it's going to be really offensive, so there should be a good amount of pop-off in this game. Starting off, I'm going to go with the receivers. Jackson Smith-Njigba should go over 89.5 receiving yards. This Rams defense has proven to be beaten on the outside on multiple occasions. JSN's the best receiver in the league other than Puka, so watch for him to just go insane. Devontae Adams is also going to go over on his receiving yards. I feel like he's open every game, and he should continue to stay extremely involved. He'll get into the end zone for sure, and he'll get these yards racked together over the course of the game. Anchor this week is over a half receiving yard for Puka Nacua. Go ahead and throw that into your bet. That's 100% the way to go all day. As for rushing, I'm going to go ahead and take Kenneth Walker over on his rushing yards. He's going to have to be heavily involved in this game for the Seahawks to win. I think that he should have a good game on the ground considering that Zach Charbonnet is also going to be out. On to the passing game. Both Sam Darnold and Matthew Stafford are going over on their passing yards. This is going to be a game where they're both going to have to pop off in order to, keep the game flow going the way it needs to go. So watch for this game to be fun. A lot of points, a lot of passing yards. Take the over on both QBs.
Okay, yeah. With my Rams and Seahawks picks, I'll start off with the Seahawks. I'm also with you. I'm taking Kenneth Walker over on the 84.5 rushing yards. I think without Zach Charbonnet, that's clear as day. They have to rely on him this week. I also like JSN for 89.5 receiving yards. I think that's a really nice line on a guy that's, clearly the number one player on his team that's going to be the focal point. The Rams defense, I would say, is probably the softest of the four remaining teams. Well, I'm not going to say probably, it definitely is. So I fully imagine JSN to take advantage of that. I'm also taking JSN for a touchdown in anytime touchdown score, as well as Sam Darnold over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I really like that as well. On the Rams side of things, by the way, on Chalkboard, y'all, they're doing over half a receiving yard for Puka right now, so you should definitely jump on that this week. But I think his regular line is either 99.5 or 89.5 yards. We'll just say it's 99.5. I'm still going to hit that on the over. I think he goes over 100 this week, no problem. Kyron Williams, over 12.5 receiving yards this week. I like that. He's been very much involved in the receiving game recently. I think he continues that trend. And then I'm also taking a Puka anytime touchdown. I think these are all pretty much no-brainer picks, as well as one last bet is Matthew Stafford over 254.5 passing yards. I think he hits that pretty much no problem. The Rams just do nothing but pass the shit out of the ball. I like Sam Darnold over on the passing, but I'm just going to leave it off my ticket this week. I think that, he made me believe a lot more than I did going into last week. It's still Sam Darnold. It's kind of like a lot of people were with Indiana all the way through this playoff run. It's still Indiana. They ended up winning it all and blew everybody's minds. Sam Darnold might do that, but for now, I'm sticking with the Rams. I think they end up beating the Seahawks and their players outperform them overall. All right, y'all. I think that's it for our player props this week, and we'll hit you back with another video going over the actual game lines. Check us out on our other platforms, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Also check us out on Chalkboard and use this code that we put somewhere over here. Y'all take it easy and enjoy this championship round. Peace.
See ya.